What up, everybody? It's Billy with the Motor City Throwdown. Today we're going to be doing some lead weights on our IMCA Stock Car. I do have some in there right now. I'm going to need about 300 pounds on this thing, I've heard. So we're going to go do some with Steven Johnson, who also races the IMCA Stock Cars. We'll get into some of that. I'll show you some of what I have right now already and what we're going to go hopefully put together. So as you see, I already kind of got started. I kind of stole some stuff off my Pro Stock here, which I'll probably put these back on my Pro Stock. But the one thing I like about these sticks, putting them in the 2x3s that we're going to do is some, like this lead right here has been around since my dad was racing in the 80s. And what's nice about them is that you can hit a wire wheel on them and clean them up and they look like brand new. And you don't have to worry about getting exposed to lead or anything like that because they're all encased in steel. So that's how I like it. I like them to all kind of be uniform, a little OCD here. So we're gonna head over right now and I got new bolts, new all that stuff to mount up some new stuff. I think I'm gonna need like 8 or 9 sticks on this. So I've got some spots to do it and you know, all that good stuff. So we're gonna head over. I'm gonna do it the safe way because I am gonna do a video on this and I want people to kind of like, at least if they see the video that we're doing it, that we're trying to do it safe. So I'm gonna go to Home Depot first, grab a couple lead masks. And because it does get pretty toxic. I know people will say you really maybe don't need that, or maybe you do, or I did it without it. But you know, I'm trying to, especially if I'm asking Steven to do it, I don't want him to be exposed to lead or anything like that if we're doing this. So we're gonna try to do it the right way. All right, so I did go to the local steel shop, B&B Steel, and I had them cut some 2x3s, 120 wall. And I also had them cut these little plates. You gotta ask for Brad down there, and he'll hook you up on that. What's nice about this, if you look at it, I had them cut me these so they have a little bit of a, see that right there? They got a little bit of a lip like that all the way around. And you don't need to really weld them all the way around. I mean, it's not really holding anything. It's just a cap to keep the lead from flying out or coming out. So you just like buzz it here and buzz it there, and that's gonna be good enough. Because once you actually have the bolts in here, it can't even slide out if it wanted to. So anyway, there we go. I've got a bunch of buckets there. I went down to Western Scrap, Chris Rogers, and has a really good deal on scrap here. I mean on lead, and it's pretty clean too, so that's really good. So you're not gonna have a bunch of contaminants. So let's get going. Let's go to Home Depot. I'm gonna pick up a couple masks and then we'll head over to Steven's. All right, well, we're out here with Steven Johnson, and of course he drives the stock car. His wife drives hobby stock. He's got a project going on. And this is what 300 pounds of lead looks like. This is pretty good. I got this stuff at Western Scrap, as I mentioned before, and it's really clean. I don't know what this was used for. If you know what that is, let me know. But it looks pretty clean, actually. It looks like there's a cap in a cylinder, but they said it's 300, so, and they got pretty reasonable prices there too. And so we've got your setup here, right? This is your, this is a regular burner, right? It goes onto like a propane tank, and you just got a regular pot here?
Yeah, just a regular pot, and then I'll use torches to help burn it.
To kind of get it started?
Yeah, started, and then that's just to keep it all melted in the pot.
Right.
So we can pour it in the lead.
Right. I did get a couple, I talked to Steven because I want to do it right. So we did get a couple masks here, and Steven kind of knows a little bit more about this than I do, but we just did get this, and you said this one would be all right. What if you were going to use a mask, what would you use?
Something just like that.
Yeah.
I do use a different cartridge, but
yeah,
that cartridge says it's good. So
right. So I'm just trying to do a safe video here, and of course we have our 9 sticks, which is going to give us, what's 9 times 35? I don't know. It should give us what we need, right? Pretty close. I'll be over actually a little bit. Okay. Well, cool, man. Let's start it up and let's get going. And obviously, like I've said before, you know, lead's not something. It can be some pretty gnarly stuff. I actually looked into it last night. I was like, whoa. You know, as much stuff that we mess around with lead, right? Yeah. Lead fuel, like race fuels and stuff. And I'm like, dude, man, gotta back off this lead a little bit here. So I like it. One time I mentioned this too, that, you know, the reason why I like these sticks is because you can, like, it really gets your hands off the lead. Like in the future, whoever's holding them, dude, you know, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So, okay, let's get it going. Okay.
And then we'll clean it all out.
So we got, like I got some miscellaneous stuff in here, and we're gonna clean this out, right? So we got like a clean lead, so.
Get a little scooper, like a spoon or something.
Right.
And then scoop it all out.
So you actually did some lead abatement stuff, right?
Yeah, I did lead abatement for a previous job. We did old pipeline demo, and the pipeline would be wrapped in could be an old paint or asbestos. So we had to be certified to do lead abatement and asbestos abatement. And there was one time where I did lead before I even realized how bad it was, and we had to get blood tested every 6 months from just having the cert. And there's one time my lead numbers came back too high, and they were asking why. So, and I told them.
Wow.
realized it was a bad idea at the time, you know, I didn't know.
So you take it kind of serious then, right? As far as like lead, right?
Yeah, I make sure I'm always masked up and everything like that. So
yeah, smart.
right now I have some facial hair, so we'll get it trimmed up and put the mask on and stuff like that. So we'll be good.
All right.
So I'm gonna use the torch. The torch gonna melt the lead, and this is just gonna keep the lead melted, so then we're able to pour it in there. Because if you don't keep it hot, then it's gonna start to solidify, and then we'll just pour it into the blocks.
So I saw that the temperature at which lead melts is, just for, I don't know, information, is 625 degrees. Pretty hot.
Yeah, pretty hot. So you just gotta be careful when you're dealing with this stuff. I'll use my welding gloves and handle it, but for now, just melting it and getting it all melted. Once I get a good amount, then we'll pour it in there and just keep pushing it up.
Ice cream scooper.
Old ice cream scooper, just scooping all the bad stuff out of here. So we get some clean lead.
It kind of floats to the top.
Yeah, so all the bad stuff will float to the top, and you can just scoop it out.
They melt pretty. Does it melt pretty fast once you actually start putting them in?
Yeah, because you got right now the lead is already melted, so once I put these in, they'll start melting. And I'll just use the torch to help finish them up. Just that little bit, filled it all the way up there.
About 3/4 of the way up.
Yeah.
You know, we brought your scale out. Aren't you 35, right? And weighed them, and they're 36 pounds, right? Without the holes. So drill a couple holes, pound each out of it, out of the 5/8 hole.
Yeah.
Right on the money, 35 pounds. Awesome, dude. Thanks for helping us out on that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So there it is. There is making clean sticks of lead for your race cars. Thanks for watching.